On to another hot health topic. Each year, an estimated 21 million people, that's about 45% of U.S. smokers, attempt to stop smoking. But now quitting might be harder. A Nicorette shortage, truly, a Nicorette shortage is sending people searching high and low for the products, even resorting to hoarding and stockpiling. Back with me now for more is cardiologist Dr. Kevin Campbell. Dr. Kevin, I was shocked when I heard this. Why is the product disappearing? What's going on?
You know, the manufacturer tells us that there were some quality issues. They thought that some of the lozenges actually had more nicotine and some had less, and they couldn't deliver a product that provided an absolute certain amount of nicotine, and they were concerned about that.
Well, makes sense. What happens when you're an addict of these nicotine cessation products and they disappear?
You know, I think it's the same thing as stopping smoking. It becomes very difficult because you're addicted to the nicotine, the drug in tobacco and in the lozenges. And I think that this really argues for the way we have been misusing these products. These products are intended for 12 weeks of use, and we're using them for years, and that's the problem.
Well, that's what shocked me. And I know people who do this. They use these lozenges for years and years and years. Is that as bad as smoking?
So it's not as bad as smoking in one respect. You don't inhale all the tars and all the dirty things into the lungs, and you don't expose yourself to the risk of lung cancer. However, nicotine still raises blood pressure, heart rate. It causes damage to the inside of the blood vessels and can lead to heart attack and stroke. So in my mind, it's a mixed bag.
Wow, I had no idea. So regulators say, or I'm sorry, the Nicorette people say they're going to have product back on the store shelves in April, some of it later this year. Why does it take so long? They're just making little lozenges, right? I mean, how hard can this be?
You know, I'm not really sure. From a pharmaceutical standpoint, I think they probably are trying to overhaul their quality assurance protocols, and I think that that's good for consumers. But I think this really gets to the root of the problem. When you want to quit smoking, you need to partner with your healthcare provider. You need to make a plan, set a quit date, set a process, and use these drugs as tools to quit, not as a substitute for the drug.
Just give people a timeline here on what happened. So Glaxo voluntarily recalled the lozenges back on February 20th. They were citing those quality control problems that you mentioned, doctor, and they expect the full-size lozenges, that is, to be back on store shelves later this year. You know, in the meantime, which of these cessation products do you like the best? Which have the best safety profile?
I really like the nicotine patches because it's pre-developed drug doses over anywhere from 12 to 21 days. You put a different patch on every day or a couple of days, and it actually weans you off of the drug in a 3 to 4 week pattern, and that takes the control of that drug out of your hands and leaves it to a patch. And I think they're more effective. But nothing works unless the patient decides, I want to quit today. When that happens, then you can make progress.
That's the real issue, though, isn't it? I mean, that's what it really comes down to. You know, the light bulb really has to want to change, right?
It does, and I think it requires so much support from family and from physicians and coworkers. You can't have someone smoking in the house if you're going to try to stop smoking. So it's a commitment to better health by everybody, and it's such a smart thing for all our viewers to try to do.
Dr. Campbell, thank you.
Thanks for having me, Jerry.